loves. Hola, mi chamos. Like, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. How's it going? Hey y'all. How's it going? How's it going? My name is Bella Waldorf and welcome. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. First time you're a subscriber. Thank you. Hello. How you doing? I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Oh my God. You're so polite. First things first. Let me stand up a little bit. This is my top. It's from Shein. It is a crop top. It's also open. It has a little bow. I will insert a few pictures because I wore this the other day with some high-waisted jeans the other day, and let me tell you, I was looking real nice. I was looking real nice. You're not here for that. And if you want to be here for that, feel free to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, is where I post most of my fashion content. So feel free to follow me, honey. It's lit over there. I'm coming to y'all with yet another story time. This story is about a friend I had for over 10 years, another friend that I met in college, and a friend of my college friend. We went to Atlantic City, and Atlantic City is not even a place where it's like, you know, big ball out. You know, it's definitely like a family friendly. Y'all go there for the weekend. It's not in my opinion, Atlantic City, when I think of Atlantic City, I don't think big turn up. I think of beach, casino, chilling. I had this, the first time I ever went, I had a Mai Tai or something, a lychee martini or something like that. And it was, first time I ever had it. It was so good. The place is called, I don't know what it's called, but there's one in Manhattan and there's one in Atlantic City. If I remember, I'm gonna put it in the video. But anyway, so this is about the time I went to Atlantic City with some hoes. And these bitches. Yeah. You know how they say Miami is the ending of friendships? For me, it was Atlantic City. Let's get started, right? So I'm gonna introduce y'all to a couple of people in the story, and as the story goes along, we're gonna meet and greet and, you know, take it from there. So we go back to 2013, 2014, maybe 2014. That was 9 years ago. So I was 21. So I'm 21 years old. I have one of the girls, we're gonna call her something not too obvious because I have stories about this bitch. Let's call her Headache. I'm gonna call her Headache because this girl, she was generally a sweet girl, but like, you stood around her too long, she was gonna give you a fucking headache. I promise. And I was friends with this girl for over 10 years, a long time. Me and Shorty been friends from like a very long time. We got hella close a long time ago, and we just stay close. We're not friends anymore. It is what it is. Shit happens. That's a whole nother story. So me and Shorty was talking one day and was just like, oh, you know, I want to go to Atlantic City. It'll be fun. And I'm like, yeah, you know. And I had previously had plans with another friend and my other friend Samantha to go to Atlantic City, but she went with her man before she went with us. So we had to go on our own separate Atlantic City trip. So I was like, oh, let's invite, what am I gonna name this other girl, because I got stories with this girl too. We're gonna name her Tattoos because she got some pretty cool tattoos. Me and this girl, we're not friends anymore, but there's no beef. We follow each other on social media. We talk here and there, no big, you know, but we're not like close. We're not as close as we used to be. So Tattoos had a friend named Scully. and she wore Scully hats sometimes. So Tattoos and Scully, I knew Tattoos outside of Headache. Me and Headache's friendship was longer than me and Tattoos Headache. me and Headache were friends longer than me and Tattoos were friends, but Tattoos and Scully were best friends outside of me and Tattoos. Okay? So I met Scully because I knew Tattoo. Me and Scully became cool. I'm not friends with Scully at all. I don't follow her. I don't know this girl no more. But she's cool. No beef for that. I mean, she probably got beef. I don't care. Come find me. Come see me. The fuck? All of us was just like, oh, this weekend. It was in May, and I will never forget because it was I got my first credit card at 21, and it was my last credit card for many, many, many reasons. And we're not talking about that today because that's not what this is. So I'll never forget. So we was like, oh, all of us were talking together, and we was like, oh, let's go to Atlantic City from like Friday to Sunday. This weekend in May or whatever. In May, we're gonna go to Atlantic City, whatever. So we let Sam know because she came back from Atlantic City with her man already. She was like, oh, you know, have fun, yeah, la la la. So before the trip, I bought trees and I told Tattoos to hold it for me because I don't remember where I was living, but I wasn't in the shelter. I didn't trust myself to hold it because I'm like, I bought it Monday and we supposed to leave Friday. It's not gonna last. I'm gonna get it Monday, it's gonna be done by Monday. So I was like Tattoos, hold it, because I thought she had more self-control than I did. She got it Monday, it was going Monday. And I was like, girl, we could have at least enjoyed it together. Like, God darn it. Like, selfish. Hoes is selfish. No. But, so, I was tired of her a little bit for that. And she ended up replacing it with not much more. It was this much and she bought that much. And I was like, alright. So I was working as a bus aide. No, I wasn't a bus aide. I was working as a class para. And that's basically like you sit down with a child who has special needs, whether inside the classroom or, I don't know. What I was doing, I was inside the classroom or I would take the school bus with them because they were already in special needs school. So they didn't need anybody to sit with them one-on-one. So this time I was working with little boy in his classroom. And then after school, them kids was crazy. They was 8th graders. Lord have mercy. I got in trouble because I told them that they're never going to use what they're learning in life. And they called me to the principal's office and was like, you can't tell the kids that. I was like, why not? Anyway. So I remember it was this Friday afternoon, Friday after school or whatever. Everybody got out. I got paid that day. I took my little credit card and I took myself. I'm like, oh, it's vacation time. So I'm going to go get me a margarita. I went to this nasty ass Spanish restaurant. It was by the 1 train in the Bronx, by the optical place. There's the bus stop is right underneath it. It's past Target and them. There's a Spanish restaurant. I don't remember, El Valle or something like that. But I went there. I got like some tacos and a margarita. This was the nastiest margarita in my life, bro. It was like this big. This was tequila. This was the syrup. And this was a straw. And they just gave it to me, put it on my table, and was like, oh, salud. And I was like, girl, that drink was just, oh my God, that drink was terrible. It was strong. It was nasty. It wasn't mixed right. It was just bad. Oh. Anyway. But, you know, you can't kill my spirit. You can't kill my vibe because we about to be on our way there. No, it was Sunday to Monday. No, it was Saturday to Monday. I'm sorry. It wasn't Friday to Monday. It was Saturday to Monday. So, Friday go by. I'm getting late or whatever. A little bit late because, you know, we about to go to Atlantic City. So, Saturday comes. Headache comes to my house. And Tattoos picked up Scully because Tattoos had a car. So Tattoos ain't have any money. So I was like, oh, I organized the trip. I'll pay for you. Headache had her own money. Scully had money. And so we get into Tattoos' car and head to Jersey. I'm not a driver. I don't plan on driving. I'm not interested. That's just not what I do where I'm from. We don't do that. But I'm a nervous passenger. I cannot imagine myself. I can't imagine myself being a driver, right? So, I don't know how gas works. I just assumed your car needs gas, you put the gas in it, can be expensive. I really had no idea. I just know that you put the gas in the car and the car goes. That's all I know. I know a tiny bit more now. Just don't quote me because I'm not. Anyway, we pull up to our first gas station. I saw it, but I didn't understand. Shorty's gas tank was half full. And if you know, New York City to Atlantic City is not even 3 hours. It's 2.5 hours with traffic, maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. It depends on the day, but you're not spending more than 3 hours from New York City to Atlantic City. I believe it's a straight shot. So we get to the gas station, and she was like, oh, I need gas in my car before we head out. So I'm like, all right, I guess that makes sense. So I give her $50. Headache gives this bitch $50. So she had $100 for gas, and we wasn't going that far. And I'm like, oh, this makes sense because you need gas in the car, right? Right. So we get to Atlantic City. Indulge. The first thing we do, we put our clothes down. We look around the room. Ooh, it's nice. We check in. No, check in. Oh my God, check in. Now, this incident, and also more recently in my life, I worked as a front desk at a hotel. This incident and my previous experience leads me to this statement right here. If you are going to pay for a hotel, accept that hotels are expensive. They're not cheap, especially if you're going to go on the weekend. If you're going to go, period. Hotels are not cheap. They're not your house, baby. They're not your home. You want cheap, you want free, stay home. Hotels are not cheap. Do not book through a third party, y'all. Don't do it. Don't. Expedia, Travel Advisor, whatever. Don't book, because there are going to be fees that they don't talk about on the website, that when you get to the hotel, it's like, oh, your daily resort fee is $35 a day. You got to pay an extra $90. That's what happened to us. And I booked this thing on Groupon because it was supposed to be like $125 for 2 nights, 3 days. And then we had to spend an extra $100. But where did that money come from? That money came out of me and headache. I'm thinking Tattoos got $100 and she put it in the car because the car needed gas, right? So we paid that extra $100, extra $50, and mind you, I'm paying for me and Tattoos. So $50 out of me, $50 out of headache, and we go to the room. So the first thing we do when we get into that room is indulge in treats. Mind you, we had this much. That much was gone. 4 of us. Nobody was prepared. This was an ill-prepared trip. I promise. It was ill-prepared. So we done. We sitting on the bed and just like, damn. So we out. So we done. So we start drinking a little bit. One of us, I think somebody had bought a bottle. So we drinking and, you know, turning up a little bit. So we decided to go walk around, see if we see somebody who looks like they do trees or they know what's up, and see if we could get. So we walking around and we happen upon this shady white man. I don't remember what this man is, but I'm going to call him Eugene. He was a skinny, skimpy, sketchy looking white man. And we assumed because he was skinny, skimpy, and sketchy looking, he had what we were looking for. So we pull upon him. Oh, Eugene, you know, we here to turn up, have fun, whatever. But we need XYZ. And he's like, yo, like, I got you. Mind you, before we even met Eugene, we mad people of color our age, we walking up to him like, yo, y'all got it, y'all know we can get it. Every single one, we happened upon about 5 groups of people. All 5 of them was looking for it too. And I'm like, guys, why is no one prepared? I should have been prepared. But I'm looking at everybody else like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? So we find Eugene and let him know what's up, and he lets us know what's up, and he's like, oh, I got that for y'all. Just give me a couple hours. I'm gonna need the money so I can go get it. And life is a learning experience every day, because you don't give the money until you get the product, and that is business 101, period. If you don't get the product, do not give no money. That's not how it works. It do not work like that. You do not get paid if you do not provide. That's how that works. So we give this man $50. And I don't know why he did this, but this man, he was smarter than all four of us. He knew what the hell he was doing. He knew that we didn't know what he was doing, but he knew what he was doing, right? So this man, he took out his ID. He was like, oh, look at me, I'm stupid. Like, oh, and all of us, mind you, we a little bit drunk. We're like, oh, Eugene, you look so stupid, little ID, whatever, you're so stupid. So we're laughing with him or whatever, and we thought that he forgot that he gave us his ID, right? So we give him the money, give him the talks, the words, exchange numbers and all of that stuff, and then he heads up to do what he needs to do. So White Scully was like, yo, she was like, I got his ID. That's stupid. I got it. And all of us is like, oh, Scully, you so sad. Yo, all of us thought Scully was that bitch, right? Right? Not right. Not at all. Incorrect. Completely incorrect, right? So time goes by, we chilling or whatever, and we start blowing up this man's phone because it's like, sir, give me that $50 back or give me what I need. $50 for this much, that's wild. But we wasn't thinking about it. We just knew that we wanted some. We didn't have any. We knew that this man may be able to get it. So that made sense, right? That 2 + 2 was 6, and that shit was making sense at that moment, girl. It was making sense. So we blowing him up, and he's not answering. And we like, well, he can't go far because he gave us his driver's license. He gave us some form of identification. He gave it to us, and we thought he was so dumb that he forgot it. So we just like, oh, he can't get far. He can't do much if he don't have his ID. I think it was my idea. I was like, yo, let's call the cops. Let's call the cops on this nigga and be like, oh, he robbed us. We was chilling with him. He robbed us. He left his ID, la la. So we did that. We made the call. They came to the hotel. And I don't remember how we ended up getting in touch with this man, but he somehow miraculously appeared again. And he appeared again, and then, we told the cops. He was like, oh, like, we just met him, and he robbed us, and all this stuff. And you know what Eugene did? The cops went to go talk to him. Eugene went to them and told the cops that we called him because we wanted drugs, and because we didn't know where to get it, and, we took his ID, and and we was blowing him up. Why he went and told them the truth? He went and told them literally everything that happened, word for word, state for state, this for that. He told them the truth. He told the truth, y'all. When do sketchy, skimpy white men tell the truth? What? So the cops came to us and was like, oh, you guys know, like, he told me that y'all were trying to do that, this is and that, XYZ. And we was like, so we had to give him back his ID. We didn't get we didn't get our money back. We didn't get what we requested. And the cops left, and Eugene came to us and was like, why you trying to lie on me? What? And I was like, Eugene, because you up like, and he was just like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. And I was like, yo, you got us. You got us. But that was honestly the strangest thing that happened on that trip. But the rest of the trip, the vibe was not there. Like, so me and Headache, me and her were like, and that was like a couple years before me and her stopped being friends. But, the friction was there. The friction was there. The tension was there. And it was a lot. Like, we would like argue here and there, but everybody argues with their friends or whatever, but our arguments was like a little bit bad, like on some, like, we're not talking for a couple days, and like we'll be really in each other's face. I don't know, it was strange. But so while we was out there, like, me and her were trying to, like, I guess, get back to when it was good. And me and her was taking a walk and like having a conversation. And then while we came back to Tattoos and Scully was in the bed looking at the room service menu and was like, yo, they got a carafe and they got sangria, and that's it looked like, it looks mad good, it looks mad tasty, look like we could get lit, la, la, la. And the carafe was like $24. And I was like, all right, cool, like let's go half, let's order it. And she went, well, how come? She went, and I was like, you want the carafe, right? I swear, I was like, you want the carafe, right? She was like, yeah, like I want it, like it looked good. I was like, yo, so order it, let's go have. And again, and I'm like, Scully, like, and it wasn't registering that the bitch ain't have no money. So I'm not being like specific about which day what happened, but I'm just telling y'all generally that this trip was a mess. So another incident that happened, all of us were at dinner. Dos Caminos is that restaurant. There's a Dos Caminos in Manhattan. I think it's in Times Square. And there's a Dos Caminos in Atlantic City. Make sure y'all go there. Get the cheese dip. It's like melted cheese. And then, oh my God. And I think it was the prickly pear margarita. I think that's what I had. Go order it. Tell them I sent you. They're not gonna know who I am, but just know that, tell them that I loved it so much, and I'm recommending it to my subscribers because it's delicious. Anyway, so we was in Dos Caminos. I had a Globe drink, and I remember because it was so pretty, and it was actually really good. It was delicious, and it was hella strong. And me and Headache was going back and forth as we've been at that time. It was going back and forth, and you know, just talking, and actually we were arguing. We were definitely arguing, and I don't remember what happened. Like, I had the drink in my hand, and I think she went like this, and that whole shit splattered. The whole cup. Remember, it was a big glass cup, and it fell on the freaking floor, and both of us were looking over the table like, looked at each other, and then back at the table. And I was like, girl, why? And so the end of the trip, it was a quick trip, but it was so much mess, y'all. It was so much mess. So we paid the resort fee at checkout. So come checkout, right? Come checkout time. We go downstairs. There's still mad tension between all four of us. We go downstairs to check out, and this is when the resort fee was introduced. And the resort fee was introduced at the beginning. I'm sorry. So we had to pay it or whatever at checkout, because that's when they charged the card for some reason. At checkout was weird, but so we paid everything. We checked out and stuff. And mind y'all, the whole time we was there, Tattoos didn't pay for nothing, because again, I was under the impression that she didn't have any money. So, you know, we eating and doing all the stuff throughout the trip, and I'm just, you know, throwing it in the bag, put it on the card. Girl, my little debit card. And my little credit card. Like, so we leaving, and why this girl was like, oh, because we had to pay for the garage, because Tattoos bought her car. We had to pay, no, we paid the resort fee at the beginning. I'm so sorry. We paid the resort fee at the beginning at check-in, and we paid the garage fee at checkout. I don't know why, but that's what we had to do. So why Tattoos was like, oh, because she was the one to check out the room, and we was all standing off to the side. She was like, oh, the garage fee is like $50. And I'm like, girl, I ain't got no more money. Okay, I definitely had to pay for that drink that broke. I ended up getting another drink. She was drinking, I was drinking, so you know I had to pay for, you know, that, bro. And I forgot that she had $100 from the beginning of the trip. So why just everybody, oh my god, I need money because, you know, the garage doesn't have any money, and you know, and we're out here, and all this stuff, and you know, she magically got the money and paid, and then had the nerve to be like, oh, like, can y'all, you know, because I didn't have the money, I had to ask my brother. Why this bitch had enough to ask us to give her the money, give her brother back the money he sent her to pay for the garage on the trip that she didn't pay for, period. God, what? Which was crazy. So we went home. She drove us home, and I tell you, that was the quickest, quietest car drive I've ever had in my life. Quick, quiet, tension filled. It was so much, yo, you could see the tension. You could see it. You could see the tension in the air was like diamond. It was just shining and sparkly and uncomfortable. You could see it. Why? That was the day she dropped me off, but the last time I talked to Tattoos. Last time I talked to her, me, her, and another friend, we were in a group chat together, and this girl took herself out the group chat more than once, went a couple years without talking to us, and then popped up a couple years later talking about, hey, how you doing? I said, bitch, what? Who you talking to? You must be like texting somebody, because girl, I mean, we eventually got over that, but we're not like, again, we're not friends, but we're not beefing. But me and Headache, Scully was really, because she wasn't my friend anyway, so it was like whatever. Oh, and then come to find out, the way that Scully was paying for all her food and stuff was because Tattoo was giving her the money that me and Headache gave her to pay for the gas. How are you giving the next money that I and my friend gave you, but you talking about that, oh, you don't got no money to pay for the garage? Why you was giving it to her? Where's her money at? Why you come to Atlantic? Again, Atlantic City is not expensive. It's not hella expensive. How you come in here? You don't got nothing. You came out here with nothing. And I gotta tell you about this Vegas trip I went on with some other friends, and I was the broke bitch. I'm not gonna lie, I was the broke bitch. I went out there with $600. We're not gonna talk about that right now. That's another story. But girl, like, she came with nothing. At least I went to Vegas with something. This girl had nothing. And every time, I didn't even realize, but every time we was like, oh, let's pay for this, let's go do that, and then I did not register why she was doing that, because the bitch ain't had no money. But she was getting money from this girl who also claimed she didn't have any money because I was paying for her. Moral of the story is, if you're gonna go somewhere and you know you don't got money, don't go. Don't go. And if you got good friends, just be straight up, because if I got a close friend who's with me and she don't got everything, I got you, and I got it, I got you. It ain't nothing. But if we're not cool like that, and you know that you're gonna be around some people and you don't got the money, don't be sitting there. Because it's not gonna be me. Somebody gonna call your ass out, and it's embarrassing. So don't do that. That was Scully's problem. Tattoo's problem was she was a liar. She was a lying ass girl. Not in our friendship, but that ordeal that weekend, she was fucking lying. It was unnecessary. It wasn't necessary because you were covered. You didn't need to ask your brother for no money because you had money. You didn't need to ask us to pay you back for the garage fee because you had money, bro. You had money. And this bitch wasn't broke. Like, her mom had money, and I'm more than sure she had some type of money on her. But she didn't spend no money that trip. And they have the nerve to to use up all my trees and then give us back this much. Like, girl. Our friendship as a whole was good. But there was definitely a lot of friction. A lot of... on my end too, because I'm not perfect and I'm not even gonna ever act like I am, but it is what it is. But me and Headache, that girl, me and that girl, I got so many story times with her because we were friends for a long time. But that's not the story. But we are at the end of this story time. So, you know, y'all know how it is. Y'all know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, play, fast forward, rewind, repeat. All of that shit. All of it. I love you and thank you so much for watching.